Hello and welcome everybody to Baron Tormunda Plays Space Haven. Now this is the new alpha experimental with hazards. So they've added things like solar flares, etc. And I tell you what, on this playthrough, we're gonna do a standard setup on... Oh, it's got nothing on weapons. Let me just play with a few of these. On the starting at the space station, as opposed to starting with a spaceship with these new hazards added. So this should be interesting. Hey, this is a great start, isn't it? So, right. So what we've got to do on... Oh, okay. Yeah, welcome. Does it say anything new about the space hazards? No. Okay. So what you've got to do with the space station is you've got to build your own ship here and leave everything in here behind. There's nothing in this space station that you can actually cannibalize and take with you. But through a playthrough before, I learned quite quickly one of the best things to do straight away is make sure that your growing stations here actually making food before you even start. Otherwise, what I found was while you're trying to get everything sorted on your new ship built, etc., then set some people off doing these. Then they were consuming all of your food that you need for the journey ahead, which of course is going to leave you short when you eventually get round to traveling. So first thing I do on the space station setup is just get everybody set straight away to get the plants growing. You may as well just go ahead and set all of your refineries to continuous, because as soon as they finish doing what they're doing, well, you're leaving, so it doesn't really matter. So some of these things can just be set to produce. This one here, I do believe, yeah, can make... let's just make 10 for now. In here somewhere is a composter that can be set to... I don't think I made any fibers, but just continuous on fibers and biomatter. This might as well be continuous on making... Is this the right one I'm thinking? No. Wrong one. Sorry. I do apologize. I'm looking for this one. Set this one to be continuous, because any scrap we get from the one ship that's in our starting location, we're going to want to turn straight away into finished blocks, because we're going to need them. Insufficient resources. Base metals. What, already? We haven't even done anything yet. It's got no building tools. This is a very strange start. So why has it got no building tools? If I turned it off, oxygen generator, no. Tools, no. Where's the tool creator here? Is it? No, microwaver. I can't actually see the little tool thing. Is that just me? I mean, I've played this before. It's not like this is strange to me. I'm just gonna make another one. It's probably there in front of me, and you're probably all going, "It's there in front of you." But this is the latest update. Maybe it's just not that obvious. No, I can't build in here. Have they removed it from the latest build? Oh no, I've got tools now. So clearly there's a tool station here somewhere. I'm just not seeing it, and they're just playing catch up. For all of my loads of orders that I just gave them, they're just playing catch up. That's fine. Just let them get on with it. And I'm gonna just stick them on fast. I wanted to be getting on with that before I start giving them hassle about building my spaceship. But I can get some basic design down, I suppose. So let's have a quick look at some basic design. we'll go for our classic, you know, engines at the back kind of thing. So you can't afford to make it too big, so it needs to be quite a compact spaceship to start with. So let's go something like that. That'll give us room for an engine and another engine in the future. We'll do a weird design. We'll have something odd like this, where we'll stick the mining stuff, etc. out here. We'll have to measure that, and it might not be wide enough. And then we'll have like the main ship here or something like that, just for a funky looking ship. That'd be cool. So one of the things I want to check on that is on the airlock. These are, what's the spacing? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 by 6 by 7. So go back to my edit mode. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 by 7. So they will be able to walk past. Just, I might want to give it just an extra piece, actually. There you go. I'll let them crack on with that. Next thing I'm going to do is split my people so that they don't all work at the same time. I might as well get these people working in 2 shifts. The top 3 can work a different shift to everybody else. And I've brought that forward 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, from there, so this is going to go back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I believe that's right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sleep. 1, 2. There you go. So there's 6 people, 2 shifts. It's not like a great split of 2 shifts, but it means that they will all be actually operating and doing stuff most of the time. Fantastic. So there's not a lot we can do at this point. I mean, I could go through and allocate who's the best gunner and who's the best shields. It tries to do that itself. But what you want to look at is, okay, if this person is the navigator, that means this person has to be operations if it's like these 3 people awake. Because that's the shift I've kind of done without waking people up. But you need 4, don't you? So that's not really going to tell you what we'll make. This one has to be that. This one has to be that. And I have nobody that's good at the guns, so he has to be that. So he can't be that. He'll have to be that. Okay, so that's the primary. Fantastic. Okay. So for those of you who haven't seen this game before, I have other videos where I did a little run through already and died horribly at the end of that video run, which is quite amusing to watch. I had played a few other games myself just to get more knowledge of what I'm doing. I ended up building like a super battleship with 2 or 3 hull repairers. I think it was 3 shield generators and 4 gun turrets. I think it was just some crazy big ship, and went around destroying every pirate I could find and fighting their battleships. And yeah, I mean, it does get quite good. There's a lot to do. I haven't been to the center of the universe yet, and hey, while we're talking about that, let's look at our universe. Let's see what's out there. What does our universe look like? Ooh, nasty. A few of these little spurs, which is where I died the first time through. One of these little spurs where it's suddenly the difficulty level of the aliens jumps up, and I wasn't ready for what I faced. It was like, dead. I crazily just went in with like 2 people to check out the ship and then sent another 2 people to rescue the first 2 people. Yeah, that didn't go well. Okay, fantastic. How are they doing? So they stripped away all of... So let's slow things down for a moment. We got rid of all of the mining. So when they wake, we need to get them on to stripping this other ship down. So I'm going to... Are these just going to bed or just waking up now? If they're just waking up, we'll send these first 3 across. Yeah, so there may or there may not be... Oh, I need to set these people as draft. There may or may not be aliens in your starting salvageable ship. I have had it with aliens on this setting and without aliens. But if there's aliens in there, it's only a few usually. Nothing very difficult. Famous last words now is there's going to be some super aliens straight away that just kill us. That would be funny. Okay. Send everybody to the ship. So yes, if you haven't played this game before, I do apologize that I'm not really explaining that much about what I'm doing. This walkthrough is more of a let's have a look at the new Alpha 9 release experimental with solar flares, hazards, wherever, to see what impact that has on gameplay and the unexpectedness of that, because at the end of the day, that's what you probably all want to see. How does it work? What effect is it going to have, so that before you get hit with it, you can go, oh, okay, I've seen that happen. It's not fun. I need to prepare. And I'm doing this blind. I haven't played this experimental before. I don't know what to expect in this experimental. I wouldn't have thought they changed anything to do with the main game other than to add those new hazards. But you never know. I'm a game developer, and sometimes you just kind of like add extra little bits. Oh, I'm missing money there. Look at that. Missing money. Grab it, grab it. And yes, you could be there saying, oh no, I hate it when game developers don't give out complete patch notes. And yes, okay. I understand that. But sometimes when you're developing, it's not like a clean cut sometimes between what it is you're working on and the next thing you're working on. Because to get the next thing ready, you kind of have to semi-prepare it beforehand. And then you complete another something, and then you release it, and you think, well, while I'm releasing it, I might as well leave this extra bit in there where we've changed the AI or something, and we can see what players say when they go, are they smart, or is there something new? Little surprises for them. So who knows? It's a new alpha. It's mainly to do with hazards and solar flares. Here we go. I don't want to be too blasé and think, yeah, I know what's coming. Because you never know. Right, let's get them all back home. And for those who know the game a little bit, but are thinking, well, why did you come in through a hole in the side and not actually through the space dock? It's because if this did have aliens in and you come in from the hole in the side, they can't get to you. And you get a chance to see the space aliens and to clear your foothold rather than fighting in a doorway where they can get to you. Just a little helpful tip there. which I'm sure you all must know by now. Surrender. I don't want to surrender. No, don't surrender. Okay. So now that we have this investigated. Ooh, there's not a lot on this ship. Oh, I was hoping for a lot more than that. Energy especially. Energy is the one thing. Well, and hull actually. Because your space station here is running, well, it's draining energy. I have 55 energy rods, but I have no new rods coming. And I will not get any new rods until we fly out of here. And yes, I can go into some of these rooms and turn off some stuff. Like the medical beds. Now there's no aliens here especially. Although this solar flare is probably going to come in now and everybody's going to be dying. There are some things you can actually turn off. Well, you got to be careful, but what it is you turn off. With everybody dying, turn off like the oxygen generator. Oh yeah, we've got no oxygen anymore. Well, they do have like a lot of oxygen generators and a lot of gas scrubbers. And it's like, really? You don't... How many do you want? I mean, you've got another oxygen generator there and another oxygen generator here, I think it is. There's a gas scrubber. No. And then another one there. I mean, wow. It's like an oxygen generator in every room. So, yeah, I can turn some of them off. Just to ease up slightly on the generator. Can I see any solar panels? I don't think we've got solar panels. We've got one. So, yeah, if we can turn a few things off, that helps. But there's stuff that we need. The biggest drain is going to be the manufacturing. But to be honest, everything our guys bring back, we need them to convert into blocks. Without the blocks, we ain't going to get off the ground. Well, off the... Yeah, that's a good word. What would you say? Out of space dock, but I'm not even in a space dock. Yeah, I'm lost for words on that one. You can put something in the comments of an alternative for off the ground when we're not on the ground. But hey, there you go. We'll have to invent a whole new set of colloquialisms and slang when we finally do get into space, folks. Now, one of the things that is always a little bit of a worry in this game, and it's only because it's in early access, don't get me wrong, is sometimes the AI is not the best when it comes to getting people to do something on another ship. Especially if there's another ship being dismantled or worked upon. Even though they have 2 shuttles, sometimes people will commandeer a shuttle and take both of them to this spaceship, leaving people on this spaceship, or vice versa, to run out of oxygen and die. And everybody's going back to bed. Over here, it just left spaceships like so that people can't get to them. It's like, what's going on? So we're fine when there's one spaceship to harvest. You can kind of put it on fast and just let it get on with it. The moment I put an airlock on this one and get this interior started, I have to keep an eye on exactly what's going on. I mean, Ollie's getting, he was getting low then, wasn't he? But that's what will happen. The oxygen will run out, then they'll just fall asleep on the floor out in the air, and that's it, dead. Right, so it's complaining I haven't got much in the way of hull. Now I can do something about that. Let's just slow this back down slightly. To start with here, you've got all the stuff you need to refine steel plates, and I've made 10 already. So I can use that and turn those into, well, it's only half a block, so I've got enough there really for 20 hull blocks, but I'm probably going to need more infra blocks as well. But let's, first of all, let's kick out a load of hull blocks. Put that back on fast. And get that produced. And it's good that they're over here making food. Otherwise, our measly amount of food that we have got, by the time we get... I was going to say off the ground again. By the time we leave space dock, we'll have run out. Or it won't be much and we'll be scrambling around. Especially if we play this on a harder setting. I did play this on like the highest setting you could for difficulty, and wow, you really don't have much room for error on allocation here at the start. It's really fine on what you can build before you just run out of resources. But that's not the point of this playthrough. We're not here to try and do this on super difficulty. Although we can, if that's what people want, we can try and do it on super difficulty. Leave something in the messages in the comments, guys, if you want something in super difficulty. I'll do my best. But here, we're here to see, well, what happens when we play through this game now with the new events, solar flares and things. What they're going to do to our systems. How do we combat it? You can all see me have a second crew that just dies. It's like, oh, okay, yeah, that didn't go well. Everybody fries. All the systems blow up from the solar flare. Okay, we're getting there now on this. So there's some things we could place straight away. Is we're going to need at least a thruster and a hull integrity and tools and stuff. So we can, one of the first things it's going to want us to do is put an airlock in. Now an airlock needs quite a lot of external space. I mean, there's a couple of places we could put it over here somewhere if we spin it round. But I'll probably stuff it here in the corner on the edge of our ship. And then have the hangars here. I don't think there's enough room for what we want. I don't think we'll be able to afford to start with 2 miners. We might be able to, but it's tight when you play this way, the space station start. You've got to think, okay, I got 6 people. I can leave some behind to die. It's an option. Or we take all 6 people. But that's food then. It's a higher priority. And space for beds and things. So if I'm going to be building more hydroponics things to keep these people alive, there's other stuff I can't build. I've got to get resources first before I can afford to build other things. So, yeah, something to be aware of. How are we looking on salvage? Oh, we're getting there. And yeah, there's nothing inside as such. That was quite a low yield ship there, wasn't it? So I don't know if that's a change to do with the new alpha build. Is they've reduced the amount of goodies in some of these ships. Because, yeah, that really wasn't much. I was hoping for a lot more than that. At least, like, some more blue energy things, but no. So what else can you think about when you're waiting for these guys to finish stripping down that other ship and getting a basic of a hull together? And the first thing you have to think about is what you're going to do for energy. As I said, this is not a walkthrough. I'm expecting people watching this to have watched other videos so that they know what they're doing. I tend to go straight for the big guy. It costs, like, it is 1 or 2 more pieces more than the others. But the power output, as you can see here, for 0.002, the middle one gives you 25, the little one gives you 15, but the big one gives you 40. Which means that it actually ends up using less, because it's giving you so much power in the first place. If you get what I mean, you're not pushing it to a higher demand whereby it's having to work to keep all of your batteries topped up because all of your battery systems are constantly drained. And if you do get a couple of solar panels to help top up the batteries, that generator is just sat there quite happy. So I do tend to go for the biggest generator I can. But that does mean I'm going to end up being slightly short on energy blocks. Because it is a little costly. Yeah, I can make more infra blocks easy enough. At which point I'll make 5. I'm also going to make a lot more hull. And I'm going to make a bit more steel plate. Although I haven't quite got the resources for that, but it doesn't matter. Just make what you can, guys. Fantastic. Food. So, there's a limited amount of time that you're going to be able to survive in this space station. Yes, you've got food, but eventually you're going to run out of blue energy, and that is your limiting factor. And water. Although you are harnessing water from the air, so I don't quite know what the plus to minus output is on this difficulty setting, but you're not gaining energy from anywhere. One little solar panel is not enough, and you're not going to build enough solar panels to make this huge thing be neutral energy. So it's time to leave. Every moment you're here, you're wasting resources. As I said, we can start turning some things off. But it's not that much. I mean, you can turn off some heaters, but that's a little bit. You end up other heaters working harder to heat up the ship because it's colder, and because they're working harder, they use more energy because they're not being efficient. So I've always found turning off heaters doesn't really work. Okay, they finished the outer hull. So let's just slow the pace down a tad. Before we do the power generator things I have to stick in, I have no choice. We need to get them in first. I have to have an airlock. And next to the airlock, to be honest, I want storage close to the airlock. So that's making my idea for my shuttle to be harder. Yeah. Let's think about this. So I need a... Bear with me for a moment. I haven't played this for a little while, but it's cool. So it's not going to let me put the blueprint down. Let it do that first then. So this is going to have to come in here. And I can probably get another one here. And maybe even another one maybe there. To allow for a lot of resource drop off straight away when they come in. And from... Well, they don't drop resources from here, so it all tends to be in through here, so that's fine. And then I could probably fit this in maybe here, depending on that top one. That gives me enough room for a single pod hanger. And then what we're looking at is going to be... I'm going to need a hyperdrive engine. I could stick it this side just to spread things out. But spreading it's not always a good thing. Not to start with, because we're putting energy in more places than we need. So he can go here somewhere. I need a stabilizer. And maybe we can think of power by here somewhere. That mightn't be too bad. We can get a lot of our key things done in one block. Still working in here. This is where you've got to be careful now, because we've got 2 shuttles on the go. And the AI can end up killing itself. So just gotta be a little bit careful. Just keep an eye on them. Because he's now going to go and leave this guy. Need to make sure they come back for him. Okay. I think we're safe because this doesn't have enough hull. So is it lacking anything? Not really. Just waiting for people. Okay, we'll just jump forward, I think, while we're waiting. Okay, so they finally got this opened up. This is where things get a little confusing, because you're now dealing with 2 ships if you haven't done this before. So there's 2 ships up here, and there's also multiple ships here. So I'm telling people, and yet again, this is where they can all die. This is where they sleep, but they are allowed to rest and work here. So the moment I'm going to turn the rest off, oh no, rest off. I don't want them resting on our new ship, but they can work on our new ship. So what I've just said to them is, all their sleeping and resting is here. They can come here to work just as if it was a derelict. Because there's no oxygen or anything here yet. No power, there's no nothing. So, next thing I want over here, even though we've got no power or anything, is storage. As close as I can get it. We'll do 2 for now. And then we will stick in a hyperdrive, because we can't go anywhere without one. Oh, we're not quite deep enough. I need 1 more. Otherwise they can't get past. So there you go, straight away it's back to the edit. I need to add 1 more depth to the back of the ship. Right, back on fast forward. Yeah, they're doing that quite quick. It says that's just going to eat away what little hull I had. Right, slow that down again. So, back onto objects. Yeah, that can go there. I have to have one of these. I have no choice. And it can go... It can actually go in here. I want them to be able to walk past, so... Let's not make it super difficult for them. Just stick it there. I need a power node capable of supplying what's going over here. Yeah. There's nothing wrong with sticking this one in the middle. There'll be room to go around. It's always nice to try and not take up too much space with your power nodes. Hopefully that's going to be close enough. I just don't know if it's going to be close enough to power that. There's only one way to find out. We can always move it. It doesn't charge you for moving stuff, which is good about this game, because a lot of it is tinkering about, messing about with locations and seeing how things fit. I'm thinking of sticking this... If I stick this in closer, I can seal off this whole place behind a door. This is not a bad call. In fact, I'm doing it. Right, it wants tools over here. Now, they can bring tools. But we can stick some tools. We can probably get it in. One of these strange angles. Wait, things can still fit past. The answer is yes, I can. But we really are making access to some of these places. I mean, that's the only one where they can walk through and do a funny zigzag. Is that what I want? Or I can just stick it here. Give a bit of space so we can put like a light. We can actually marry it up there. For now. Okay, tools facility, yeah. Not much hull. This is where we're going to have trouble. We literally have no steel left. We've got no resources to make steel. We've got plenty of carbon, but not enough base metal. Is there anything here? Oh, okay, they're still producing blocks from here. So this is okay. Like, when they get around to it, they're doing it. Just slow. Right, put them back and fast forward. But this can be awkward where you've got people working on 2 ships, as I've already said. I can turn them off on here. Yeah, they finished. Let's just turn all of this off. It just makes it safe anyway. So they've abandoned that now. Even though, I mean, hey man, there's walls and stuff. I want them. I want all these little pieces. That's fine. Now at the moment there's no oxygen, there's no nothing in here. So it's just the same as if there's a derelict. They can't stay. And you have to just be aware, as if this was a derelict, and make the work they're doing for them not to get stuck behind. Okay, fantastic. They're probably all off now. Well, I wasn't saying to go to bed, but it looks like they should have enough energy for another shift. Maybe not. Oh, yeah, here they come. Bit more. One of them. Oh, with the most important. The energy plant. That's what we really wanted. Thank you very much. Let's link up our power grid and see just what we managed to fit and what we didn't. Okay. That's fine. So the only complaints we've got at the moment is this needs a navigation console. That's fine. We know that. And this is saying there's no way to take your space suits on and off. Well, that's fine too. This isn't the place for that. Thankfully, that's not a pirate. If that was a pirate, yeah, this would not be good. I haven't ever seen it attack you with a pirate on the abandoned mining station start. Because, yeah, that would just be cruel. I mean, I don't even think we've got the ammo for guns. You know, we have got some ammo for guns. I don't know if it's outfitted with guns. That would seem a bit cruel. Now, the temptation probably would be to sell or buy and sell lots of stuff off this guy. But I'd say just don't yet. Just hold off. Although he's offering way more than they normally do. Usually they've only got like a few things. But yeah, and don't buy anything just yet, because to be honest, you don't really know what you need, because you haven't finished the ship. And he'll come back, so just ignore him. Let's find out what you really need. Everybody's asleep or should be going to sleep. Or what are they doing? Starting at their morning chores, I think. So, right, well, there's nothing over here for them to do now, is there? We've done everything, so we can slow that down. I can start asking them to bring resources over. And to do that is a little bit strange, but you can click on this and do transfer. And then you can transfer to... Oh, I never get this right. Click on this. Transfer to this ship. So I'm going from the Hamal to this one, and I'm going to say everything in there bring over, but clearly some of this stuff don't bring over because it's things that you need to actually process the other end. Leave the fabrics there for now. I might need to process them. Leave that there. Leave that there. There's no point just yet bringing over things you might need to make blocks for me. You can't bring over all the energy, otherwise that'll shut down. So leave some. Same with the water. Leave some. So I want the blocks. Yeah, leave all of the food because we're resting over there, not over here. And they'd be tempted to try and find somewhere to eat it over here. If that was the case, that would be foolish. Okay, so they're going to bring over things that hopefully we no longer need on the other one, just to get it shifted over here. Bits and pieces. Yeah, that'll do. Okay. So that's some stuff they should hopefully start bringing into these two. Other things we know we need straight off is I have to have the shuttle airlock. Without one, we're not going anywhere. It does take up a massive amount of space. Now I can do that, which is not bad. It leaves me quite a bit of space over here. Or I can do that, leaving me room for me to put stuff on the walls, like lights, etc. Where if I do this, I think it does. Let me just. We can try it. If we can always move it if it doesn't. I do believe I am able to put lights up still. Yes, I am. Which we will. We will put a light here and here. And it's early days for lights. But it's okay. That power's not going to reach that, so we're probably going to have to put a power node. The closest is here. You can go on this wall. We can put a small one, I think, just on the wall. We might even get away with a very small capacitance one on the floor. Let's have a look. So I'm going to need at least one miner. If I don't have a miner, we can't get resources. Just put our miner in there. That leaves us in room for another one there. And a passageway pass for more goodies. And for the power solution, hopefully one on the wall here will cover them both. So that's that sorted. Other things we're going to need. And this is literally going to be just bare minimum. What must I have? I have to have food. I have 6 people. There's going to be another engine here at some point. Because it'll look cool. There'll be a wall here. So I need to leave room. Might as well go for the best. If we can afford the pieces. Other things we have to have. It will not let us leave without the recycler. So that's just you have to have one. Or you can't take off. We need to have a water purifier. And we need to have a water collector. We also need to have an oxygen generator. And a gas scrubber. We can't allow us to stick it there. Can we get it in one of these little gaps here? No. There we can. It can go there. You're going to need to have heating, whether you want it or not. Now, if there's going to be a wall here, let's get a bit of a wall. Oh, put it in the wrong place. Let's get a bit of a wall here. See, already I've noticed that this can be slightly closer, can it? Yeah. It can come in. It needs to go there, doesn't it? But we will be able to put a heater on this wall. Right, we'll sort their bedrooms in a minute. Okay, we've got this power in, so this can link. Oh, it's too far away. That's just cruel. Okay, no biggie. There we go. Just move it slightly. Just hoping this is now in range. There's nothing wrong with having the real big expensive power nodes. In fact, you want the biggest ones as possible because they have the highest capacitance, so they cope with like the sudden drains and changes in power. It's just we're not going to potentially have the energy blocks to get the bigger ones to start with. It would have been nice if we can, but we can't. So how are we doing on conversion over here? Not this one. This one. Hull. Yeah, we're done. We are done, except for infra. Lots of infra is good. Yeah. We are out on hull. No hull blocks. If I have to, I can cannibalize the top of this edge of this piece. This whole section. Shrink it down to give me more hull pieces. Because, yeah, wow, we are really low on hull. That's not helping at all. How are we on this ship? Although we've got 5 on this one, so we've brought 5 across. So it's actually slightly healthier than it looks. They seem to be managing at the moment without being daft enough to sleep here. I could turn this off. You're probably there going, oh, hang on, you're now using energy in both places. But this is such tiny amounts of energy. But it doesn't matter. I haven't really got anything powered yet. Okay, time to fast forward again, folks. Okay, things are starting to get there now. We have a few bits and pieces up and going. I have the shuttle bay built, but I'm not going to transfer a shuttle here permanently yet. Because I want to encourage them to use both shuttles to retreat to where they're going to sleep and eat. I can start thinking now about where we're sticking things. Oh, go on, yes, good. Before you go to bed, get that power done. That will really help me understand what's going on here. So let's link that up. That will be useful. Fantastic. What have they managed to do? They got the gas scrubber in. They've got all this lot going. So we should have oxygen. Well, let's have a look and see how things are. So temperature, it's close to absolute zero. That's fine. We have one heater in. One heater is not going to manage at all. Forget comfort. Let's go to oxygen. So we've got oxygen started to be generated in here. There's no CO2, there's no air in here really. Okay, fantastic. So, no water vapor yet. We have to think about making our own water from the air. But this is now going to come down to resource management. What pieces do we have between the two ships? What's left on the one? What's on the other one? I need to get some kind of sealed room really for this, but walls are a luxury. I mean, I've only got 5 hull points altogether. I might say I can strip down some of our outer hull here that we're not using. I might well have to. Things we need. Even if we all sleep on the floor and don't have a toilet, don't have anything, we can't get out of here without the navigation console and an operations console. They are both must-haves. Otherwise, we do not leave. They can literally go anywhere. I can make a little room here. Doesn't have to be at the front. Although, I mean, it's always nice to have this stuff like, you know, the flight deck at the front. We don't have to. And we're not going to. Oh, we stick it. I do want a wall along here, so there won't be a passage if I do that way. There's no room to pass. Unless we make the ship bigger at some point, which of course we will. So for now, I'd say do it. We're going to have to move it all later. So just stick them in. And that means we will need a power node over here. Somewhere that's going to reach. Not going to reach. Okay, it's going to come in like here. All this stuff's going to get moved once we get out of here. When we get resources. When we're in space salvaging stuff. So this is just to get out of here. I can't afford walls. They only take tools, don't they? They don't take hull. I keep forgetting this fact. So we can have walls. Although tools take resources, but that's okay. Because really I want the hydroponics room to be a little self-contained here. To be easier to manage. And we can stick a door, which takes an infrastructure block, doesn't it? Can't even afford a door. Needs a heater. Oh, things we need. We need a composter. Can't do anything without a composter. Just throwing stuff in now. I can't afford anything else here. It's all too expensive. We're going to have to go some point to think about just checking these guys some beds. If I do that, they're going to approach it for both ends. So that's 4 people, that's 6 people, all accessible. They're going to want some kind of table, but they're in 2 shifts. I can do that. This takes up a lot of padding. That should work. I need a kitchen. They won't do anything without a kitchen. Where's the toilet gonna be? Can't go in there. They won't like it if the toilet's in the same place as them. So the toilet needs to be walled off somehow, but I haven't got that luxury, I'm afraid. It's just gonna have to, for now, just chuck it down. Anyway, doesn't matter. Because this is all about minimum. What do we need to fly? Once we're out of here, we can salvage. Don't need any of that. I would love all of that, but I don't need any more of that. Don't need that. Don't need any more. Yet again, I want more. Can't have it. Want more. Can't have it. This is going to have to be a wall. I could have brought the toilet closer, but that's not really sensible. We could just chuck a little floor node in. Floor nodes, to be honest, a little bit of a waste of time. I'm going to stick it there, just for the extra capacitance. I'm going to need more heaters so they actually use less energy, because there's more of them. Oh, that sounds strange. I'm going to need one of that, can't have any more. Going to have at least some kind of lighting. This actually isn't a bad idea here. It'll just allow for light. None of that is close enough, so if I put a light on a wall that doesn't exist yet, we can put power. Oh, it's because that doesn't exist yet. They might be okay. How are we looking for resources? Some stuff over there that needs to come over here. Let's start moving that. So whatever's in here, transfer please. Let's just select all of it now, I think. Time to, we'll leave some meals over there, but everything else can come here. We can leave some meals over there. But that means they're going to run out of power here almost straight away because I just took their last power rod. Maybe that's not a good idea. Let's leave them with one power rod, one water. Just so this makes oxygen. Lots of this stuff, we can turn it off. That one you can turn off. Be lovely if I could scrap it, but I can't. I will now start turning some of these things off. That power grid's feeding that side. There's no more resources for this. Turn it off. We need that. I don't think there's any more going on here, is there? That's done. Oh, there's a little bit of info going on, so that can stay. I think this is finished. Turn it off. Lighting, it doesn't need to be pretty in here. Turn the light off. Oh, you can. Okay, it's fine. Composter, we'll leave running until the last moment. Heating. Yeah, we can turn that off. Oxygen we'll leave on for now. Assembler. I think there's nothing more here, is there? No, there's no steel. Turn it off. Can't turn off the hull integrity, it'll fall apart. I mean, that's a strange one, because why they don't need to use that. They come this way. In fact, I don't think I've ever seen them go that way. I'll leave it on. Just in case somebody goes and kills themselves. Okay, I've turned off what I can, really. Shutting this base right the way down. Trying to save every last resource piece. Let's link this lot up. Okay. Yeah, temperature issues, obviously. Is not enough heat that's working. Oh, this is not on the power grid. This is the thing we need to know. We don't want to spend much on putting it on the power grid. Although it is... Which one is that? Composter? Not... Yeah, it is quite energy draining. I do want to give it a little bit of a battery power. Just so we can cope. Just... Yeah, we've got energy blocks. We don't have infrastructure blocks here. We have them on the other ship. And not many. That's waiting for infrastructure. These are all okay. We're nearly there. Let's fast forward that. Nearly there. So next thing I want to check is levels. Is there oxygen? Right, temperature is really cold, but we know that the heaters are not really been turned on for long. Oxygen, survivable. CO2, fine. Fine. Water vapor, none. It's fine. We do need to build a water collector. But didn't I build a water collector? Yeah, there it is. Yeah. Okay, let's try to do the oxygen. The heating now, I think, is slowly starting to sort itself out. Heating. Yeah, it's getting there. Doors would be lovely. Doors would really be lovely. That would allow them to take their spacesuits off when they come in. And we can start thinking about flagging everything that this is their eating and resting area. Soon. My god, I sound like Raptoria then, didn't I? Soon, soon. Yeah, we all know the rap. It's no problem. So... I would love doors. Seal some of this off. Make it easier on itself. Okay, that's all of our energy needs. There's still some stuff on this other ship that needs to come here. Infrastructure blocks. I want a few little pieces. Hopefully they'll bring in. Let's just make sure it's all going to come over now. Transfer to here. Yeah, let's have all of that, please. Leave that. I want both of that. All of that. All of that. All of that. Leaving a little bit of food. Dropping that down now, even less. And they've used up the last energy over here, so this is going to start shutting down soon and spiking out, because the only thing it'll have is solar, which basically makes this place obsolete then. This'll all fail. I can send it another energy rod. I've got spare. Yeah, let's do that. Let's not cut it that fine. Let's send it. Gotta click on the other stores and transfer. Let's send it one energy rod. Just so this can keep functioning slightly longer. Giving us a bit more time. I mean, this is now habitable. Just. All of the food is primarily here. So what we'll do, we're going to here now, and we'll say, okay, you can rest here and sleep here. And you can't. Oh, you can't rest here. Or sleep here. So there you go. That's the. And this will be your home. Sorry. That was work. That's rest. So you can work, rest. You need to be able to work here. That was silly. Otherwise, things won't get done. So you work there. Don't need to do the ship anymore. If you turn this off, thinking this derelict ship, as at the top says derelict ships, this will mean every ship you ever meet in the game. So don't turn that off. Otherwise, when you get to the next location, nobody goes and works. You'll be like, why aren't they working? Just because you've turned them off. Okay, you now have a trader coming in. And we can look at our resources and say, what would we really like? And the answer to that is, we don't know yet. I need to get this functioning now, don't I? Let's get our devices working. And extra fruit. And might as well leave that on continuous. Not even on an if statement. This can be continuous bio and continuous fiber. Okay. I think all of our systems are now on. Fully functioning. Isn't it? Just trying to think if there's anything else you have to set and turn on. No, I think we're okay. We're good. I could do with bringing one of these ships across permanently now. So I'll say this hangar. Relocate your ship to here. So, questions. Can I afford a second mining craft? I don't even want to look to see what he's got. I really don't. Can I afford a second mining craft? We're top heavy for our engine. We could cut off a piece of excess. We're not that desperate yet. Okay, they don't have clothes on, suits on, that's good. Means they're surviving here. Questions. If we had another pod, we've got that. We got that. Infra's low, but we have got enough to bring another pod in. 2 pods really help. Let's bring another pod over. So fantastic, we can afford 2 pods. Walls and things would be lovely, because right now, when it comes down to comfort, where's our comfort level? Comfort, they're going to be like, this is horrific. And yeah, okay, it's horrific. They're standing in the only blue bit. And we might be able to do a few things, like say, okay, let's stick a light here. Just to make this area slightly nicer. And these are going to use tech blocks. I don't want to use up my tech blocks on. I'm going to. Just said I wouldn't, but then I did. Give him a jukebox. Now, obviously we can't even leave this system without 6 hypersleep chambers. 6. That's a lot. In room, as well as resources. So we need to think about that. We don't have many resources. Because we're going to need to build 6 of those. Right, okay, is everything here transferred? Bring the last food over, please. Bring the last everything over now. Don't take that back and forth. You've had your chance. Let's turn the refinery off. Just shut it down. Wrong one. And shut it down. Turn it all off. Oh, just as he went there. Okay, leave it on. Brilliant. Just as he dropped something off. And all this stuff now, you can just stop. Stop. It'd be nice to harvest them, but they're going to keep bringing fertilizer here. We can't have that. That's it. It's all off, guys. Power down. Right, this ship, I do believe, is now abandoned. Just gotta bring... Oh, I need a power. Power. One minor task here. And what we will do, we can still tell it to move a ship over here, even though it's not powered. And then we're done. As soon as that ship arrives, yeah, that's all fine. It's out of power range. I gave them something, and annoyingly, I put it in the wrong place. I don't even know if that's going to be close, but we'll try. People aren't going to be that happy right now, but they're going to have to cope. There we go. Right, we've got all the ships. Let's go over here. And it just always confuses me with this screen. Is everybody on board is the question. It does say so. It's not giving me a warning. It will when I press this button though, it'll say you've got stuff you're going to leave behind. So I'm going to leave the 2 miners in the shuttle. I mean, I can wait for that shuttle to get back. That's why it's saying destroy, because it's mid-air. And that's going to become abandoned. But all the people are fine. I've got 2 miners, and I've got a shuttle. Gone. And that's it, folks. We are off. We have successfully built our ship. And we are away into the stars. I will carry on briefly until we find somewhere that's worth dropping out, which is going to be here. This would be nice, but I need water. I need hyperspace fuel. And which way is that pirate going? I don't know. I need to get resources. Although I can't even process the hyperspace fuel right now, but I still need it. I can at least sell it for fuel. So, thank you very much for watching. We are going to carry on with this episode run. We haven't seen any solar flares yet or any of the new Alpha 9 hazards. But I thought it was worth leaving this recording in for a abandoned space station start where we have to just build a ship that doesn't look nice, that just gets off the ground and gets us out of there. And then we can do some future episodes where we see the new issues. So see you all on the next episode. If you want to see this to be a longer run through, then spam the likes, give us some comments, let me know you're there, and we'll do some more. But for now, bye.